Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at the new Victoria Beckham Matte Bronzing Brick. Each of these compacts come with 2 shades, and you can mix both of them as you would like to get the best bronzing effect, contour effect. And here it is. It does have this plastic cover here. In the corner of this plastic cover, there is the VB, Victoria Beckham's logo, and this is 02. There are 5 different shade combinations available. So there's 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. 05 is the deepest. What grabbed my attention with these is the two-tone. I can use this shade as a light all over face bronzer, and then I can go into this deeper shade here as contour. During the summertime, when I have more color on my skin, I can use this shade, and I would imagine this is something that is buildable. So what we're gonna do today is I will use this for kind of all over face bronzer, and then we'll go into the shade as a contour. We'll see how well it contours. That's something I had mean to test out when I got this. Unfortunately, I think mine is defective, the compact, because I can't really close it, and I could force it, but it pops back open. So I emailed them already asking to see if they could send me another one, and I'll return this back to them. But the product is not disturbed at all. I think it came really tightly packaged in the box. It's just unfortunate that maybe the welding or something with the hinges makes it so that I can't really keep this closed. And because we're trying out new Victoria Beckham makeup, I'm also going to use her eyeshadow, lipstick, and of course, I have been using this several months now. This is her Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer, and it has the slightest sheen or glow to it. There's actually little flecks of sparkle, and then once you apply it on your face, it's pretty subtle, but you can see that reflective quality on my skin. This is not what it looks like after a full day. Mind you, I didn't really do all that much, but I don't have this kind of radiance at the end of the day. It is thanks to this priming moisturizer. The one that I have here does not have any color to it. I do have a version that is tinted and meant for summer. I will be switching to that here very soon. Looking forward to it. So I have my primer on. I'm gonna move on to eyeshadow. We'll do the eye look per usual, and then I'll put on concealer, foundation, then we'll get to the lips, and of course, star of the show today is the bronzers. I am going to use Westman Atelier's Les Jours, and this is in the shade Tabac of the set. It comes with 3 shades here. I am adding this all over the lids as a base shade. Then I'm going into Victoria Beckham's Lid Luster. This is in the shade Tea Rose, and I will be applying that on the upper lash line and then diffusing it towards the middle of the lid. Her lid lusters are just gorgeous. These could be one and done shadows too, and you can see that sparkle metallic effect. So pretty. I'm gonna go in now with a finger and patting some more of Tea Rose on and then diffusing it. It does help with the shadow to use your finger because of the warmth, and it will diffuse and spread really nicely. And then now I'll do the rest of my face, and then we'll come back for the rest. The 2 matte shades on the bronzing brick is Soleil and Honey. So I will use this angled brush, and I'm getting a lot of pigment on it. So we're gonna go light-handed, and I'm just going to brush it over this area here. Ooh, that's really good color. Wow. And I would be happy just like this during the winter time. Like that's a very light contour, I guess. Gives me dimension here, but it doesn't look too deliberate. It'd be a good daytime effect. Not a lot of kick up here, just a little bit. And this brush does an awesome job picking up product. I have yet to do a video on a couple of new brushes that I got from Koyudo and Kihitsu. I think I mentioned this in a previous video. This is from Kihitsu, and it's actually, the specs of it is the same as a Koyudo BP brush that seems to be discontinued. What I heard is they haven't, or they're not going to discontinue the line, but due to supply shortage, they haven't been making these. So I don't know, I mean, that could change at any time. So I tracked down somebody who was able to get me this brush. And yeah, I need to do a video and just really talk about, you know, who my guy is. And those who are in the know, you know this name. He is Toshiya, and he lives in Japan, and he helps us find brushes, those that we think we can no longer get, at least not from here. He's able to get them because he's in Japan. So yes, I love this brush, and I think it's really fantastic. And especially if you need to go into like angled areas or areas where you want to go in at an angle. For example, this like bronzing that I'm doing, it's excellent. So this is with Soleil applied to kind of the sides of my face, and I think it looks great. It's really natural. This is end of winter for me, where I am the lightest. And so for those of you who have similar skin tone as me, and I'm neutral undertones, this is the effect that you could expect to get. So now with that done, we're gonna go into Honey and use this as a contour. So I have my fan brush here. Again, nice pigment and very light-handed. Going into the hollows of the cheeks. Got some good color there. And then I'm going to bring this down and just frame the jawline. Same thing on this side. And then I want to blend this out because you can kind of see the line here. And then I'm going to put a little bit on the sides of my nose. What do you guys think? Now you can see more color and actually some, you know, not sharp contouring, but you can see my features a bit more. This is really, really beautiful. I really like it. I love how easy it was to work with. And I do prefer, when it comes to face brushes, to use undyed goat hair. So this combination here, really fantastic. Wow. I'm very happy about these results. So I'm gonna put on blush, and then we'll come back for lipstick. Then we'll get into the details, more details of this product with product description and some hand swatches. For blush, I'm going to use Chanel's Fleur de Printemps, and we're gonna use the shade here. This is shaping up to be one of my favorite blushes this year. And even though we are heading into summer, I find that this blush still works with almost any eyeshadow look. And for lipstick, I'm using Victoria Beckham's Posh lipstick. This is in the shade Girl. This is the finished look. All right, so today we did things a little bit differently. We demo the new makeup first. Now I'm gonna go in and do some swatches. So let's get right into both shades. These are soft and buttery to the touch. We've got Soleil and Honey. And these diffuse or swatch like a dream here. They felt, again, really creamy to the touch. And while they are powdery, I didn't really have any issues. I think even though they are powdery, because it is easy to blend, if you ended up with too much product in one area with your brush or sponge, you can easily go in and blend it out. And it just becomes like, you know, all part of the master plan. So I love makeup that is easy to use like this. And I know if over the summer, as I've gotten more sun and I need to go in for a more deepened effect, I can go back into the same shade just with a second or third application, or I could blend these two. So these are, the swatch here is with both shades blended. And so that's what you would get. This is really fantastic. This is also a refillable compact. There's a dip here, so you could get a tool underneath. I tried with my finger unsuccessfully, and I just didn't want to try anymore or test my luck because I'll probably just stab it with my fingernail. But you can get a tool in here and lift the pan and then put in your replacement. Unfortunately, again, it's just, you know, this is, I just need to get a new one. A bit about the product from Victoria Beckham's website. It is a bronzing powder duo in a smooth matte, shimmer-free, soft focus finish. And indeed, I feel like my face looks a bit more blurred than normally, and it does give you the soft focus effect. And infused with natural oils and butters, the talc-free formula provides streak-free application and lasting wear. I think this is very promising in terms of streak-free. We already saw that through the demo, and I'm really glad to hear lasting wear, because that should be one of the strengths of a matte bronzer. That it, you know, not only goes on nicely in the skin, easy to blend, but that it lasts. Because if you're going for that natural look, you want it to last all day. What it does, warms and defines the skin to create a soft, natural bronze with subtle dimension. The first shade adds warmth and evens skin tone. The second sculpts and defines the natural contours of your face. The result, your finished skin look is healthy, naturally bronzed, subtly sculpted, and gently blurred, but never dulled, for year-round warmth and definition. Well, I'm confident I can use this year-round. Wow. And this product is made in the States with American and imported ingredients. It does have a shelf life of 12 months. So with that done, let's do some cross-brand comparisons. I really don't have that many bronzers because once I find one that I like, I'll keep using it for years, or I keep using the same brand for years. So I really don't have that many in my collection. And while I love what bronzer can do for dimension for your face, and to give you, you know, just depending on the look you want to achieve, much needed warmth, something to complement your look goals, I really don't find it all that exciting for me. So again, once I find a bronzing or a bronzer, a product that works well, I enjoy it, I kind of stick with it. With that said, the first bronzer that comes to mind, another one I really enjoy, you guys have seen it time and again on this channel, is Real Bronze by Chantecaille in the shade Serena. I love this, love this. This is not a matte bronzer. It does have a sheen to it. So let me round up what other bronzers I may have, and I will compare them one by one. First up, we have Chantecaille, and you can see that sheen I was referring to. And it is beautiful, soft. The sheen is ever so subtle. And actually, I think the shade is quite similar. Maybe it's in between these two. So if there was more of honey mixed in with a little bit of Soleil, you might get close to this shade here. Then we have two of the Hourglass 6-pan face palettes. These were released during, I guess, the fall and holidays. This was from 2020, and this was from 2019. The bronzer here is called Eternal Bronze Light, and the one here is Natural Bronze Light. So let's swatch Eternal Bronze Light. And I would say this one has a bit more, or it's cooler. It's a bit more cool tone. And then from the Sculpture palette here, it is warmer than from Ghost. So we have Hourglass Ghost and Hourglass Sculpture. This looks to be maybe even a touch warmer than Honey from Victoria Beckham. And with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders, they do also give you a subtle radiance. They blur your face. And I find that with this formulation, it's not very long lasting on my skin. At the end of the day, I can still see the product. It's on there, you know, it hasn't blown away, but I find that it's just not as long lasting. And I really haven't had too much luck whenever I use these two finishing powders. I mean, I still enjoy these. I think the formulation, the finished effect is still beautiful, but I find myself not gravitating to them as much as I think I would. You know, these are beautiful palettes, especially Sculpture too, with this gold packaging. I thought it was so beautiful when I got it, and it still is, but I just don't find myself gravitating to them as much. And then finally, I have an oldie here that has done very well for me for many years. I've stopped using it for also about 2 years at this point. I've had it for a long, long time. It's due for a declutter. And this is from Too Faced. It is the Chocolate Soleil in medium. And this is a matte bronzer. So unlike Hourglass and Chantecaille, it does not have any kind of sheen to it. It's hit hard pan, but we can still swatch it. So it's completely matte. And I believe this one is the coolest out of the bunch. Like all the ones we've looked at, this is the coolest. And because I've had it for so long, I'm not going to say whether I think this is not as pigmented or as smooth when I swatch it because of the formulation. I think age of the product has a lot to do with it. So we'll just say because it's age, it's not quite, you know, in the swatch measuring up to the other ones. So here you are with all of the bronzers I have, really not that many, and they're actually all quite similar. And then lastly, I want to do one more demo with this here, and specifically with the shade Soleil. Depending on the look and what I'm trying to do, sometimes I do add bronzer right here. It is to add depth to, I guess, the top of my nose between the brow bone here in this area, and it's to give it a more dramatic effect. This is not something I do during the daytime. Typically it is for, you know, a fancy party, a dress-up party, and you want more of your features to pop. This is what I like to do. And it is really easy and effortless. You don't have to think too much about it. You don't have to be worried about, whoa, is this now too much? Like, and it looks really out of sync with my eye look. With the bright bronzer color for your skin tone, you hardly have to give it a thought. All you need to make sure is that you don't have excess product on the brush. So tapping it does the job. Dabbing it on a tissue, then tapping it, even better. So there's, with that added and without, and you can see it's a subtle enhancement. And in photos, especially with flash, under good lighting, it's gonna make your features pop a bit more. If you wanted to, you can actually bring the shade down as well, but I already swiped it earlier. I'm fine with the way it looks now. Well, there you have it. That is the Victoria Beckham Matte Bronzer Brick. I think it's gorgeous. and it's of clean formulation. I will be using it time and again. I do intend to some point in the future to do a video just to spotlight Victoria Beckham Beauty and how it's a clean beauty brand, and talk about their commitment. So on their website they do have a no, what do they call it? I think exclusions list or a no list. Basically ingredients they will not put in any of their products, which is great. This level of transparency, it's what we need. So there's some kind of accountability. Yeah, let me know below what you guys think. And I'm just really impressed. I'm just really impressed with this. I know there's been other bronzer duos like this one released very recently as well, but this is the first one that I got, and I think it's a winner. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are doing well. Take care. Bye.